Fiona O'Loughlin.
Thank you. Tommy Tiernan. Oh, all that talk about sex, that freaked me out. I had a terrible experience my first time. I lost my virginity when I was 13 on a family holiday. Water skiing on the River Murray without a wetsuit. I'm pretty sure it was a cod, but it never rang, never wrote. It's a fickle fish, that cod. My uncle died, which is sad, but not that sad. He cut down at 97 of alcoholism. Can you imagine it? And on my dad's side, we don't die. Well, we do eventually, but it takes a long time. Like, my dad's 80. I know a lot of people are 80, but my dad turned 80 last year, and he was staying at my house in Alice Springs. He turned 80 and he gets a card in the post with $50 in it from his mother. Who's got a mother at 80? So Uncle Huge died, and see, my Uncle Huge is my dad's uncle. So my dad's still burying his uncles, right? And Uncle Huge is on his deathbed. He's an hour off death, right? I wasn't there, but all my other brothers and sisters were, and they've told me this story. It only happened a few months ago, right? And his brother, who's the parish priest, came in. He's only young, he's only 97, right? He came in to give him the last rites. And he said to my Uncle Huge, like a serious alcoholic, every organ in his body is massively fucked, right? Don't worry, he's not a donor. No one's walking around with bits of Uncle Huge in them. But he's on his deathbed, and Father Brian, my other uncle, the young uncle, he's giving him the sacrament of see you later, right? And he says, Eugene O'Loughlin, are you prepared to make a full and complete confession? And my Uncle Huge, he's 1 hour off death, and he goes, they're brothers, right? He goes, oh, Jesus wept, Brian. Just put me down for 2 of everything except murder. And then he got on with his dying, and these were his last words. This is about 10 minutes off death. Before he died, he spoke one last time. My Uncle Brian makes the sign of the cross on his forehead. He's anointing him, right? And he goes, Eugene O'Loughlin, do you reject Satan and all his sins? And Uncle Eugene pipes up one last time and he goes, I don't think now's a good time to be making enemies, do you, Brian? Tragedy plus time equals comedy. And I try and explain that to my kids. I've not been the best of mothers at times, but maybe later in life, some of their experiences will become funny anecdotes, and that's all I can really hope for. This is the worst, I think, or the worst that I can think of at the moment, to tell you. I'm lazy, like bone lazy, and I love, having kids, and I love getting rid of them. I love 9 o'clock when they all go to school. I don't know why people homeschool. I don't understand that. That seems to have no point. Nor do I understand home birth. Why do you want to ruin your own carpet? Anyway. It was a few years ago, and I'm in the car. I've got 4 of them, 4 out of the 5 in the car, right? It's the best part of the day. I can smell the coffee, I can taste the cigarettes, And I'm just waiting on one kid, one lone kid, right? You never want to hear this at 8:45. One of my kids born without any inflection in his voice whatsoever. Like, monotone guy, okay? Don't be frightened, some kids are born without limbs, right? But this kid born with no inflection, right? He comes out of the house, he goes, Mum, I forgot to tell you that my class is doing an assembly this morning and I have to go as a cow. Because the funny thing is I don't have a cow costume. Just hanging in the wardrobe on the off chance that someone has to be a fucking cow. Dad's brown jumper. I've gone, there you go, you're a cow, get in the car. And then we got to the school and the shame set in. My grandmother's right. People are having fewer children these days and they mean more to them. There were Brahman bulls. There were dairy cows. There were bells around the neck. There were people had stayed up through the night. There were overlockers involved, right? And there's 38 of the best just the best cows you'll ever see, and one poor bastard standing in his dad's brown jumper. And I swear to God, his voice nearly got interesting. He looked at me for hope. They do that. He was looking at the wrong lady that morning. I'm like, he goes, Mum, do you really think I look like a cow? So I did. Well, it's all I had left. You know, I knew the shame had set in, and I'm just like, I gave him a very brief method acting course, right? And I'm like, you be the cow, little guy. You are the cow. And then he got up on the stage with all the other fantastic cows and him, one poor bastard in his dad's brown jumper. And my husband came and sat next to me, and he hadn't seen the horror of what was on stage. And he looked at me, he said, what the hell is wrong with you? I said, well, I didn't have a cow costume, so I just told him, put your brown jumper on that. Fortunately, I was saved by the bell, because the principal came out to introduce the amazing cow assembly of all these fabulous cows behind us on the stage, and one poor bastard in his dad's brown jumper. And the principal had a bright green jacket on, and my husband nudged me a little harder than I enjoyed, and he goes, hey, Fiona, check out the frog.
Fiona O'Loughlin.